For a long time, you didn't even notice what was happening. It wasn't something obvious like losing money or missing an opportunity. It was quieter than that. It happened in small, everyday moments, when someone said something rude and you felt the need to respond, when someone misunderstood you and you rushed to explain yourself, when someone pulled you into unnecessary drama and you stayed longer than you should have. Each time, you gave away a little bit of your energy. A little bit of your peace. A little bit of your control. At first, it felt normal. Even justified. You told yourself you were standing up for yourself, being honest, being strong. But over time, something started to feel off. You felt drained more often. Frustrated more easily. You replayed conversations in your head, thinking of better responses, better arguments, better ways to prove your point. And the strange part was, none of it really changed anything. The same people stayed the same. The same situations repeated themselves. The only thing that kept getting smaller was your energy. One day, you begin to notice a different kind of person. Someone who doesn't react the way others do. When people try to provoke them, they don't bite. When they're misunderstood, they don't rush to explain. When drama appears, they somehow stay untouched by it. At first, it seems odd. Maybe even arrogant. But the more you observe, the more you realize it's not arrogance. It's control. This person understands something you didn't before. Attention is not free. It's not something to hand out just because someone demands it. It's a resource, like time or money. Once it's gone, you don't get it back. And every time you give it away without thinking, you're investing in something. The real question is whether that investment gives you anything in return. You start to reflect on where your attention has been going. To people who criticize you but never support you. To conversations that go in circles. That realization changes the way you move. Slowly at first. The next time someone tries to pull you into an argument, you pause. You feel the urge to respond, to defend yourself, to win. But instead of acting on it, you let the moment pass. You say nothing. And something unexpected happens. The situation loses its energy. Without your reaction, it doesn't grow. It just fades. It feels strange in the beginning. Silence can feel like weakness when you're used to reacting. You wonder if people will think you've lost, or that you don't have anything to say. But over time, you start to see the truth. Silence is not empty. It sends a message without words. It says, "This is not worth my energy." It says, "I am not affected." And most importantly, it says, "I am in control." You begin to notice how people react to your silence. Some get confused. Some try harder to get a reaction. Some lose interest entirely. But the key difference is this: you are no longer the one being pulled. You are choosing. You are deciding where your energy goes and where it doesn't. As days go by, your mindset shifts even more. You stop feeling the need to explain yourself to everyone. You realize that not everyone is trying to understand you. Some people are committed to misunderstanding, no matter what you say. Explaining yourself to them is like pouring water into a cup with no bottom. It never fills, no matter how much you give. So you stop over-explaining. You keep things simple. You speak when it matters, and you stay quiet when it doesn't. And with that, something inside you becomes lighter. There's less pressure to prove, less need to defend, less noise in your mind. You also start seeing people more clearly. Not everyone deserves access to you, your thoughts, your time, your presence. Before, you treated attention like something unlimited. Now you see it for what it is, valuable and limited. You begin to filter. Not in a harsh or cold way, but in a deliberate one. Looking back, you see how much energy you used to give away without thinking. And now, you see how much you've taken back simply by choosing differently. By not reacting to everything. By not explaining yourself to everyone. By not allowing just anyone to have access to your time and your mind. It's not about being distant or cold. It's about being intentional. It's about protecting your peace the same way you would protect something truly valuable. And the most powerful part is this: you didn't have to fight anyone to get here. You didn't have to prove anything. You just had to stop giving your power away. The moment you react, you've stepped into their game. You're now playing by their rules. And that's exactly what they wanted: a reaction from you. Now both of you are stuck going back and forth, arguing or explaining, and in the end, nobody really wins. But when you choose silence, everything changes. The game stops. The power shifts. Instead of you reacting, they're the one left waiting, confused, maybe even looking foolish, because they're getting nothing from you. People who understood power long ago noticed something important: many people ruin themselves by talking too much, explaining too much, and reacting too quickly. But the ones who rise above are the ones who know when to speak and when to stay quiet. Silence sends a message that words often can't. It shows that you don't care enough to respond. It shows that you're not affected. And that can hit harder than any insult. Here's why silence is so powerful. When you respond to someone, you're showing them that what they said mattered. You're giving them attention. You're proving they got to you. But when you don't respond at all, they don't get that satisfaction. Instead, they're left wondering: did they see my message? Do they care? Did I do something wrong? That uncertainty stays in their mind. It bothers them more than any reply you could have given. Every word you say gives others information about you. Every explanation shows what matters to you. Every defense shows what hurts you. And some people will use that against you. But if you stay silent, they get nothing. They can't twist your words. They can't use your emotions. They can't figure you out easily. That puts you in control. This doesn't mean you should never speak. There are times when you should. But those moments should be chosen carefully. When you speak less, your words become more important. People listen more because they know you're not talking just for the sake of it. Silence isn't weakness. It's control. Underscore 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 underscore. Now about another idea: pulling back, but in a smart way. Some people think power means cutting everyone off and disappearing completely. But that's not true. That's just avoiding people. Real control is different. It means you're still around, but you're not always available. You don't give your time and energy all the time. You choose when to be present and when to step back. There's a big difference. If someone disappears completely, people forget about them and move on. But if someone is sometimes there and sometimes not, they become unpredictable. And that creates curiosity. Think of it like this. If someone messages you all the time, always replies instantly, and is always available, it can start to feel overwhelming or even annoying. But if someone replies sometimes quickly and sometimes later, sometimes makes time and sometimes is busy, you start thinking about them more. You wonder what they're doing. You check your phone. You become more interested. This idea works in all areas of life. If you're always available to friends, you can become the backup option. But if you value your time and aren't always free, people respect that more. The key is simple. Be present, but on your own terms. Engage, but only when it makes sense for you. When you do this, people can't easily predict or control you. You just need to choose when and how you show up. Stay in people's lives, but don't let them take you for granted. That's how doing less can actually give you more influence. When you ignore someone, something strange happens in their mind. They don't just move on easily. Instead, their thoughts start racing. They try to figure out why you didn't reply. They replay everything, looking for clues. They create stories in their head just to make sense of the silence. Meanwhile, you're not even thinking about them. That's what makes ignoring so powerful. They're stuck in their own mind, trying to solve a problem that has no answer, while you've already moved on. Humans naturally want closure. We want to understand why things happen. So when someone gives us no response at all, it confuses us. There's no explanation, no clear reason, just silence. And that silence stays in the mind, bothering them again and again. Think about it like this. If someone sends you a hateful or rude message, they're usually trying to get a reaction. They want you to feel angry. They want you to respond so they feel important. Now you have two choices. If you reply, argue, or defend yourself, they get exactly what they wanted, your attention. Even if you win the argument, they still succeed because they pulled you in. But if you completely ignore them, everything changes. Now they're the one waiting. They keep checking if you saw the message. They might send more messages. They think about it for days. And you? You forgot about it almost immediately. So who really has the power in that situation? Ignoring someone is like removing them from your world. It's stronger than arguing because at least in an argument, they're being noticed. But in silence, they feel invisible, and that's hard for people to handle. This works with all kinds of people, haters, toxic people, or anyone who drains your energy. When you stop giving them attention, they lose their power over you. You don't need revenge. Second, there are constant critics. These are people who only complain and criticize but never build or contribute anything. They depend on others to feel important. If you keep responding to them, you're giving them what they want. If you ignore them, they lose their purpose. Third, and most important, are people who quietly drain your energy. They may seem like friends, but they always bring problems, stress, and negativity. They rely on you for attention but don't give anything back. Over time, they leave you feeling tired and overwhelmed. With all these types of people, the solution is simple: create distance. You don't need drama. You don't need big explanations. Just slowly stop giving them your time and energy. Your time is limited. Your energy matters. It should go to people and things that actually improve your life. Finally, there's something important you need to build: indifference. Indifference doesn't mean you stop caring about everything. It means you choose what deserves your care. Right now, many people are controlled by their emotions. Someone says something negative, and it ruins their whole day. Someone criticizes them, and they can't stop thinking about it. But when you build indifference, you stop letting every little thing affect you. You stay calm. You stay steady. You don't let outside noise disturb your inner peace. That's real strength, not reacting to everything, but choosing what actually matters. Some people let others control how they feel without even realizing it. Someone disrespects them, and they stay angry for days. Someone questions them, and they start doubting themselves. Their mood depends completely on what others say or do. That's not real strength. That's losing control of yourself. History has shown that many capable and powerful people didn't fail because they were weak in ability, they failed because they couldn't control their emotions. Anger made them easy to predict. Pride made them easy to manipulate. If someone calls you lazy, but you know your own effort, their opinion doesn't matter. If someone misunderstands you, accept that not everyone will see things your way. If someone disrespects you, recognize that it reflects them, not you. When you stop reacting, you take your power back. This is what emotional strength looks like. You're no longer controlled by what happens around you. You decide what deserves your reaction and what doesn't. People may test you. They may expect your old reactions. But when they don't get them, they either start respecting you or they leave you alone. Either way, you benefit. Being calm doesn't mean you feel nothing. It means you choose what to feel and when. You stay in control. underscore 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 underscore. Another important idea is understanding that sometimes doing nothing is the smartest move. Most people think they always need to act, respond, or prove themselves. But real strength often comes from knowing when not to act. Sometimes, the best move is to step back and let things play out. For example, if someone spreads rumors about you, the natural reaction is to defend yourself and correct everyone. But that can drain your energy and pull you into unnecessary conflict. A better approach is to stay consistent in your actions and let your behavior speak for itself. Over time, the truth becomes clear without you having to fight for it. Or if someone is trying to compete with you, copying what you do or trying to outdo you, you don't need to engage. Stay focused on your own path. Keep improving for your own reasons, not because of them. While they're busy watching you, you keep moving forward. When you stop reacting to every situation, you conserve your energy. You focus only on what truly matters. And that creates a different kind of strength, quiet, steady, and hard to shake. People may not always understand you. They may find you hard to read.